On behalf of my brothers, and I would like to thank you for taking your time to come and help us say goodbye to our dad. I want to talk about the dad side of Terry Sullivan. First and most important, you can't tell Pat or Mike, but he told me that I was his favorite. We were very lucky to have been raised by such a wonderful man. He always told us he loved us, he was proud of us, and that we were the most important part of his life. When we parted ways, a hug and I love you was always part of that routine. He was never afraid to show the emotions when it came to us. We learned what a loving marriage was by watching how Dan would treat her mother. She was treated with respect and with love. My mother was adored by my father, and we all adored him. We never realized the sacrifices he made for us when he was attending school, working. Mom was sick. We never realized it because he made sure that we were still the focus and that we were still the most important. After Mom died, he met and fell in love with Ellen. He made sure that we knew that he was still in love with our mother. We welcomed her with open arms. He treated her with the same love and respect that he did to her mother. We grew up being taught that you take care of family. Family comes first. If one of us is struggling, the others surround him or her. It's not that it's expected, it's just who we are because of him. Another thing, and I'm sure you all know because he wanted everybody to know, that he was full Irish. So we grew up believing that being Irish was a huge honor. Now my mother had a little bit of French in her. So my dad taught my brothers and I that French was a naughty word. We could not say French. Now on the Bayside, we'll probably get a chuckle out of this, but my grandpa and me would try his hardest to try to get us to say French. But being my father's children, we would not say it. It was a naughty word. My grandpa and my dad thought that was the funniest thing. Dad's humor was also a part of our childhood and our adulthood. He would love telling us stories of the things that he, and probably some people sitting here, would do. At Gordy here, we've all been a part of his pranks, where he just kind of leaves you hanging. Today I was talking to one of my cousins and he reminded me of Christmas. And at Christmas time, he would get his presents. He would open them, but not let you see them. So he would be, ooh, nice. And we're all wondering what it was that he got, and he would never show us. He just would close the box and he was as happy as can be. What's funny, I think, to my brothers and I, is that if we had done half of what he had done, we would have been in a lot of trouble. His poor parents, his siblings, and my mother had to put up with his shenanigans. Another role that my father was perfect in was that of grandfather and great-grandfather. Oh, how he loved his grandkids. He was as proud of them as he was of us. Each one of the grandchildren feels that they are the most special because they were. And they would fight over who was the favorite. They each have their own stories and their memories of the time shared with Grandpa, and they will treasure them forever. In addition, since his death, we have read and heard many wonderful stories of our father, how much he meant to others, how he was remembered as their football coach, their baseball coach, or what impact he played in his or her life, and the generosity he had to others. His generosity knew no bounds. To those, know that to my dad, you were just as important. On a personal note, being the only daughter, he was my Prince Charming. He was the first Prince Charming. He was my protector, my mentor, my advisor, my counselor, and my hero. I was his princess. I was his darling. But most important, I was the favorite. Which is kind of weird because whenever my husband wants to give me back to him, he would say, no backsies. No backsies. To us, he was bigger than life. But he was our dad, our grandpa, and our great-grandpa, and we will miss him terribly. Thank you.